Nobody tells you the truth about money. From the moment we are children, we are taught that money is the reward for hard work. Study hard, get a good job, earn a salary, save what's left, and one day everything will somehow fall into place. But for millions of people, that promise never arrives. They work harder every year, their income increases, their bank app shows bigger numbers than ever before, and yet somehow life feels more expensive, more stressful, and more fragile. That's because the biggest truth about money is also the one nobody explains. Money is not really about numbers. It's about psychology, power, behavior, systems, and time. And once you understand that, you begin to see why some people spend their entire lives chasing money, while others quietly use it to buy freedom. The first illusion begins with a simple misunderstanding. People confuse money with wealth. They are not the same thing. Money is only a symbol, a claim, a tool that represents access to real things. Wealth is something far more tangible. Wealth is land, energy, infrastructure, factories, technology, skills, ownership, and the products of human labor. A farmer who turns empty land into a productive field has created wealth. An engineer who builds software used by millions has created wealth. A business owner who creates jobs and services has created wealth. The cash used to exchange for these things is merely the language we use to measure them. This is why inflation is so devastating. It exposes the illusion. Your salary may rise by 10%, but if rent climbs 20%, fuel rises 30%, and groceries quietly double over 2 years, the number in your account becomes meaningless. The digits grow, but your real purchasing power shrinks. The world tells people to earn more, but rarely teaches them to ask a deeper question. What can my money still buy? That question changes everything, but the second truth runs even deeper. Money is emotional, far more emotional than people realize. Most people like to imagine that financial decisions are logical, calculated, and rational. They think overspending happens because someone lacks discipline or intelligence. But the truth is far more human. People spend, save, avoid, hoard, borrow, and invest based on fear, shame, ego, comfort, and identity. That expensive phone bought after a terrible week was not a technology decision. It was emotional relief. The online shopping spree at midnight was not about necessity. It was dopamine. The refusal to open a banking app after overspending was not laziness. It was anxiety. This is why so many people feel trapped by money despite earning decent incomes. The problem often isn't the paycheck. It's the behavior attached to it. Modern financial systems understand this perfectly. Every notification, flash sale, buy now, pay later button, and one-click checkout is engineered to collapse the space between emotion and transaction. The shorter that space becomes, the more expensive your emotions get. And nowhere is this more dangerous than debt. Debt is one of the most misunderstood forces in modern life because it rarely introduces itself as danger. It introduces itself as convenience. A single tap on a phone, a swipe of a card, a low monthly installment, a minimum payment that looks harmless. What most people are never told is that debt is designed to feel small at first and expensive later. Interest weaponizes time against you. A relatively small balance on a credit card can quietly multiply into years of payments, often costing hundreds or thousands beyond the original purchase price. This is where the illusion becomes cruel. A person believes they bought a lifestyle upgrade, but in reality, they sold a piece of their future income. That is what consumer debt often is. Future freedom traded for present comfort. And once someone becomes trapped in the cycle of monthly payments, their earning power starts serving the past instead of building the future. But there is another side to time, and this is where money becomes almost magical. The wealthy understand something most people learn too late. Time is more powerful than income. A modest amount invested consistently over decades can outperform large amounts invested late. The secret is not the size of the beginning, it is the length of the runway. Compound growth is one of the most powerful forces in finance because it rewards patience more than brilliance. Money begins to generate returns, and those returns begin generating returns of their own. In the early years, the growth feels invisible, almost disappointing, but over long periods, the curve bends upward so dramatically that what once seemed small becomes transformative. This is why financial freedom is often less about dramatic moves and more about starting early. The tragedy is that many people delay because they think small beginnings do not matter. They matter the most. Time turns discipline into momentum. Momentum turns consistency into wealth. And wealth, if used correctly, turns into freedom. But there's another lie the world constantly sells. People are told that when the stock market is booming, the economy must be healthy. That's not always true. Markets can soar while ordinary people struggle to afford food, rent, transport, and healthcare. The reason is simple. Markets largely reflect the value of capital ownership, while everyday life reflects the cost of living. Those are two very different realities. A family does not experience the economy through stock charts. They experience it through grocery receipts, through rising electricity bills, through rent renewals, through whether salaries are keeping pace with inflation. The average person's reality is cash flow, not market performance. This is why so many people feel disconnected from headlines celebrating economic growth. Numbers on financial television may be green, but if real wages are stagnant and living costs continue rising, prosperity becomes a story told from the top down. And that leads to perhaps the most important truth of all. The richest people are not really buying luxury. They are buying options. The world trains people to associate money with visible status. Cars, watches, clothes, homes, vacations, and outward symbols of success dominate social media feeds. But the deepest value of money has nothing to do with appearance. Its true power is freedom. Freedom means being able to leave a toxic workplace. Freedom means surviving emergencies without panic. Freedom means saying no without fear. Freedom means buying back your time. A healthy emergency fund is not just a financial buffer. It is psychological stability. It changes how you walk into meetings, how you negotiate salaries, how you handle uncertainty, and how much fear controls your decisions. That is why true wealth often looks quiet. It may not always be flashy, but it creates calm. And calm is one of the most underrated luxuries money can buy. The final truth, the one that separates people who stay financially stressed from those who build lasting security, is that money follows behavior more than intelligence. It is rarely about being a genius. It is about repeated actions. The quiet habit of saving before spending, the discipline of avoiding emotional purchases, the patience to let investments grow, the courage to negotiate better pay, the wisdom to build skills that increase earning power, the restraint to ignore shortcuts and hype. Because despite what the internet sells every day, real wealth is rarely fast. Fast wealth is usually luck, leverage, speculation, or illusion. Slow wealth is built through systems. It grows in silence, month after month, year after year. While everyone else chases trends, the disciplined person compounds habits. That is the real secret nobody tells you. Money is not something you master once. It is something you shape daily through behavior. And the behavior always reveals the future. So what they don't tell you about money is this. It is never just cash. It is time, it is emotion, and it is power, it is freedom. It is the silent force shaping where you live, how you think, what risks you can take, and how much of your life truly belongs to you. The people who seem calm around money are not always richer. They simply understand what money is really for. Not status, not validation, not endless consumption, but control over your future. The moment you stop using money to impress people and start using it to create options, everything changes. Because financial independence does not begin when you become a millionaire. It begins the day you finally understand the game. And once you do, every paycheck, every decision, every purchase, and every investment starts to look different. So the real question is no longer how much money you make. The real question is, how much freedom does your money create? If this changed how you think about wealth, like subscribe and comment, freedom over status. Because the people who truly understand money are not chasing more things. They are quietly buying back their lives.